Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. I'm Coulter Brown. Well, the Montana legislative session kicks off on Monday. Certainly a lot to cover there, but for livestock producers, one of the key items is going to be a bill to establish a Montana Cattle Committee. The goals of that committee are to increase profitability for Montana's ranchers and protect the future of the industry. Sydney rancher Jim Steinbeiser has been part of the working group designing the committee. He says if it's approved, it would be a $1 per head assessment separate from the national beef checkoff that could go towards funding things like promotion of Montana beef and cattle, production research, and industry advocacy.
It's been a conversation through the years about the $1 checkoff has done some amazing things, but the dollar does not reach as far as it did in 1985. So visiting with the concerned producers about some holes that we really see that could be filled with some more financial support and ability to spend the money in a broader way than the limitations we are faced with now. A few of us decided maybe it was time to just do this. We know it's a lot of work, but it's well worth it. We're asking the legislature to put this framework in place for us, similar to the Montana Wheat and Barley Committee. The ultimate decision will be made by producers.
Well, by the end of March, farmers should be receiving payments from the recently approved Economic Loss Assistance Package. Now, payments will be based on 2024 planted acres, and the early expectations for what those payments will look like will be $30 per acre for wheat, barley at $21 an acre, canola at $26, and pulses from $16 to $24. In total, the state of Montana is expected to see $223 million in aid. Montana will be this top state for aid for barley, pulses, and mustard, number 2 for canola and flax, as well as safflower, and it'll be the number 5 state for wheat. Well, ranchers in Carbon County, Wyoming are filing an appeal against a water decision concerning HF Sinclair. Now, the plan there would allow the Texas-based corporation to transfer water from the North Platte River to its oil refinery in Sinclair. Local ranchers and landowners contend that the approval violates Wyoming water laws that water removed from the North Platte River be used solely for farming and irrigation. According to HF Sinclair's application, though, the corporation intends to use the water for industrial refinery operations. Producers say if the appeal is unsuccessful, the water agreement could set a troubling precedent that could alter Wyoming's water rights system. And the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has until Inauguration Day, January 20th, to come to a decision on the endangered species status of the grizzly bear. But already activist groups are planning to block the potential delisting decision. Earth Justice and 9 other groups filed a petition saying that the bear is not recovered in the Northern Rockies. They'd like to see the current plan abandoned that considers each ecosystem separately in favor of a landscape scale approach with one population. The petition is critical of state laws that allow for predator management, and it proposes that private land development should be considered a threat to grizzlies and used in land management evaluation for regulating private lands. Well, thanks for joining us this morning. We're going to talk about how our markets finished 2024 after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Well, thanks for sticking around for our markets. As we look at the cattle, once again, just like during the Christmas week, right before the holiday and the futures take a break, cattle were trading quietly, but suddenly took off with triple-digit gains. A very positive finish for the market. We've got feeder cattle trading at their highest levels since March, gaining multiple dollars here over just the last couple of weeks. Now in the cash-fed cattle trade, packer participation has been pretty limited, but they might be forced to get active in the market as we're going to return to full kill weeks now. And we're looking at that market to move higher. We've got live sales that finished last week at 195 and dress deals that averaged 307. Now, I'm fairly certain right now we're talking the highest calf prices that we've ever reported. At the last sale of the year in Dickinson at Stockman's Livestock Exchange, 5 to 5.5 weight steers closed the year with an average of 356. Upper 5 weights range from 320 to 335, 6 weight steers 290 to 320, and 7 weights averaging 288. Comparing back to last year at this time, and prices are up 15 to 20%. And if you can believe it, 2 years ago, light 5 weights averaged 214. Clear back in 2020, they were at 173. That's over a 100% increase in 4 years. Now, as we look at the grain market, the trade was pretty quiet on Friday, but there could be a reason for optimism this year as Russian wheat values are rising, and it looks like their January wheat exports could be cut in half with a drastically lower export quota. There's also market talk about a polar vortex coming that could bring some rare extreme cold to the southern U.S. wheat areas. Right now, it looks like the worst of that could miss most of our region. 2024 ended with March spring wheat sitting at $5.95 and the winter wheat at $5.59. Thanks for joining us here for Northern Ag TV. I'm Coulter Brown. Have a good one.